Alright guys, I'm going to do a video explaining this bloodline a little bit and explaining also why I don't breed them. So these guys look very, very beautiful, and for those of you that don't know what this is a red monster bloodline bearded dragon. It is no morph, it's not het for anything. I proved him out this season. He was pos het hypo trans. I proved him out. He's not hypo or trans. This is just a normal non-morphed bearded dragon, very, very saturated with dark red. Believe it or not, this isn't black or a nervous color. A lot of people on the internet like to call it a nervous color. These have exploded in the United States in the last 24 months, and a lot of people are wanting to sell bearded dragons because of these, because they see a retail tag on them for $1,500 to $2,500. What they don't understand is that these animals have been line bred very, very strongly, and they don't have the most sound health right now. They have a lot of immune system deficiencies. They have early signs of cancer. Very, very extreme. I don't even know what to call it. I had a female before I got Apocalypse. This is Apocalypse, everybody. Sorry, I'm just starting to do all these extended videos and with all sorts of information in them. So I sometimes I forget things, and I have to, remember everybody doesn't know what I know. So yeah, this is Apocalypse, and this is my male, guys. Before him I got a female, and she actually passed away. She had bone cancer, and she was only 4 months old. And I've never even heard of that or seen something like that in a bearded dragon. But the reason I don't breed them is because of that. I'm outcrossing these animals with other reds that need to be outcrossed as well, back to normal animals, and then I'm resaturating them. So I'm just giving them a sound place to anchor back to and start from. These animals were part of a project of an American breeder. I'm not going to mention his name. Around 2011, they were exported to Asia, where they were extremely heavy in line breeding. And, they took siblings to siblings, siblings to parents, grandparents to nephews, to cousins, to uncles, all that stuff. So what you're looking at is an extreme case of inbreeding and incest, forced on by breeders that were trying to capitalize on making money off Americans. Anybody that's selling these wants to capitalize on it as well. I actually put these animals first, and I'm putting their health above my wallet, as any other breeder should. If you see something happening that isn't orally or ethically right, you have to make a choice. And anybody that has a problem with what I'm saying breeds these. Those are the only people that have an issue with what I'm saying. They're people that breed these. And why wouldn't they object to it? This is thousands of dollars to them. But I want you guys to understand something. I have the biggest platform. I just spent $12,000 on a diamond chain. If I have money to blow, if I was into it for money, why wouldn't I buy 10 of these and just start breeding these? And why wouldn't I be the biggest red monster breeder? I already have the biggest platform. So you guys have to ask yourselves questions like that. So if Superfly isn't breeding these, it's not because he financially can't. It's because it's not right. Because I make right decisions, and I put these animals first. I don't put my wallet first. This isn't a cash grab. I have a lot of people messaging me and asking me how to sell dragons, and asking me if I'm a millionaire, and asking me all these things. And, those are the type of questions that, when asked, I already know that this hobby and this industry isn't for you, because you have to be very passionate about this. And I'm very passionate about this. If these animals aren't being outcrossed, they're going to plateau very, very hard. And, and what's crazy is they're putting this with a bunch of other stuff. Everybody's trying to, do zeros and red monsters, and that's just ridiculous. A zero is the weakest morph that there is, and this bloodline has known immune deficiency disorders and other medical complications that have been consistent in other offspring. So why would you mix those two animals together? We have to be ethical if we're going to be doing this, guys. You can't just put two lizards in a cage and bang them and sell some animals on Morph Market. You have to be a little bit more disciplined and diligent in thinking through what you guys are doing, because breeding just to breed is causing problems for people like myself and many other large breeders that have been doing this for a very long time. I'm maximizing my audience and allowing this information to be heard because it needs to. I don't want to see somebody, one, I don't want to see these animals get extorted. Two, I don't want to see somebody spend money on an animal and it not live. Three, I want to shut these breeders down that think that this is just a cash grab. This is not a cash grab. This isn't a money industry. This is a place for animals to find good homes. A lot of us are trying to put an end to the abandonment of these species, getting left in apartments and left in houses that are renovated and they're just left to die. I know a lot of people that have Discord channels and just spread information, spend hours a day just spreading information on how to properly take care of reptiles and stuff like that. You guys see that I work with the Phoenix Herpetological Sanctuary and I donate money to charity. To say anything that I'm saying is wrong just proves how wrong you are. If I'm speaking the truth and where I'm coming from is a humble place and it's about the animals, it can't be a lie. I'm not a tree-hugging hippie. I genuinely believe that you can make money in this industry by being passionate about these animals and breeding the correct way. I also know that you can extort these animals and not do things the right way, and you can make way more money. And that's the problem. You guys have to be ethical, and you guys have to really question yourself and ask if what you're doing is the right thing, because if it's not, you need to adjust your approach. I love all of you guys. I just wanted to shed some light on these red monsters. So now that they've been sent to Asia from America, they got line bred for a better half of a decade, about 9-10 years. They've now made it back into the United States after being heavily incested. Now you guys are mixing the blood of these with blood that Americans have been closed off and using closed colonies for the last decade. While these were getting bred to each other and their family members, American breeders have been outcrossing and cleaning things after the huge saturation of translucent whiplets and zeros into everything. Everything got triple-headed and quad-headed out, and those animals are having issues now. So we have to clean everything. There has to be a cleansing process. We have to clean these animals out. All of them need to be outcrossed and cleaned, and then we can introduce them back to each other. And what's the crazy thing is this wouldn't even take long. It'd take like 2 or 3 years. What is that on the large grand spectrum of things? If people keep breeding the way that they are, these animals are going to continue to decline. They're going to have neurological issues. They're going to have structural issues, along with many other medical issues. And possibly they won't even be around in the capacity that they are today in the next 15-20 years. That's the truth.